Great day. Listen, in this life, there are going to be things that we'll have to do that seems hard. But just because things are hard doesn't mean that it's not good. Just because things are hard doesn't mean that we're not called to it. And just because things may be or may seem hard doesn't mean that we have to fail in it. You see, God left the comfort of heaven for a complicated, uncomfortable human life. And the world has never seen a calling more difficult, and neither has the world ever seen a calling more sacrificial, a calling more good. So the sacrifice of Jesus Christ was called for redeeming a life. And the light of his sacrifice was offering light in darkness. Our hardship cannot compare to the hardship that Jesus had to go through to redeem and to sacrifice his life to redeem ours. But this is a good example for us to look at, because as hardship comes, whether it's having to make a difficult decision or finding it hard in the path that you're on, God reassures us in Matthew 28:20 that he's always going to be there. Not only is he always going to be there, but he is going to make sure that whatever it is that we need to do, that he'll help us to accomplish it. The short version of Matthew 28:20 is God will. He will go before you. He will walk beside you, and he will stand behind you, and he will be with you always. So as we look at the hardships that we have to endure in our journey, let us remember that just because it's hard doesn't mean that it's not good. Just because it's hard doesn't mean that we have to fail in it. And just because it's hard doesn't mean that we haven't been called to it. This is a good time for us to trust, continue to trust and lean on God, for us to allow him to help us through these hard times that we have to face. I was reminded of this on this week, that even though things may seem hard along the way, sometimes things that are hard lets us know that that's exactly where we need to be, and that's exactly what we need to be doing. My encouragement on to you today is, in the midst of whatever it is that you're facing that may seem hard, remember that it doesn't mean you're not called to it. It doesn't mean that it's not good. And it doesn't mean that you have to fail in it.